Money sauce, money sauce, money sauce. Are we live? Somebody comment in the comment section. Let us know we're live. This is the first live of the YouTube. It's going to be a little bit weird probably. This is the first time on this platform, but welcome everybody that is in the chat and is watching currently.
What's
every you said every yum.
I know, I was typing quickly.
Welcome. Let's see what's going on here. I gotta see if we actually are live just to make sure we don't start.
We're there. It's showing me we got 2 people watching. It's showing me that we're live and that we are on YouTube. It's showing me we got 2 people.
Okay.
Now I hear it.
Why did it switch though?
It's definitely on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube, but it switched from the thumbnail that I was using to a different thumbnail.
As far as the for the video?
Yeah. Remember I had a thumbnail of Globey up?
Yeah, we probably I'm not sure if what's it showing?
It's showing the banner that I made, the Unearthing 5D banner.
Yeah, so it's probably we could probably have to change it afterwards. I could hit view on YouTube, but it's gonna get really weird if I do that, so I don't really want to.
There was 10 people waiting, bro. What's going on?
There's 3 in here now. Let us know in the comments if you guys could hear this. We're trying to figure it out. We should be live right now.
I think the 3 people are me and my girlfriend's phone, bro.
Let's see. Let me see. It's live. It's public. Tons. Somebody's there. All right, we got a thumbs up. Okay. What's up, Tons? All right. Welcome in, everybody. So today we're going to be going over some of mcglobeface's TikToks, some of his rebuttals to Kaleb's debate, and we are going to go over the debate that Kaleb and Mr. Globeface had yesterday where Kaleb was removed.
Well, he didn't actually rebut anything that I said in the TikToks. He literally just made a TikTok just showing where I ad-hommed him and nothing else. He literally didn't show any of the points in his TikTok. Let's show the TikTok. Let's roll it. Now, Geocentric's in here. Never mind. I paused. Okay. Everything's good. What's up, Tons? What's going on?
Which one of these?
It's the very one? Oh, what's going on? Where is it's his most recent video, but it's not there on yours.
He must have taken it down.
No, it's definitely still up. I'm looking at it right now. Here, I sent it to you. I sent it to you in Telegram. Pull it up in Telegram.
I'm clicking it right now. Let us see. All right, let's go to Kaleb. And
so we're going to watch this as a preface to why I was reacting like this in the debate, and we're going to explain every point concisely. The live is perfect. Let's go. Good. We like to hear that.
All right, guys. Let's see what mcglobeface has to say. Is it this cat one? That's what it looks like, is this cat one.
Flat. His comment kind of you can interpret what he means. He's kind of saying
is this it?
We're led to believe we're a cosmic shit stain and that we live a worthless lie. Max said the same.
Globey, you are a cosmic shit stain, bro. Like nobody needs to tell you that.
Why is it not pulling?
That's what I clicked your link. He had to have taken it down because I clicked the link you sent me on Telegram.
Because when I click it, it pulls it right up.
Look. The one that says Globey mcglobeface on TikTok with the cat background.
Yeah, go to the very bottom.
All right, hold on. Is this it?
It looks like it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Start it from the start again.
Let's go over every point I made.
Does the sound good to everybody? Because it sounds weird to me.
Or not understanding, or oh my god, I can't believe how ignorant.
Let me know. I can't see the chat.
This is what he did the whole time. Let's take a look.
Oh gosh, bro. It's like
I'll watch the chat.
I hope that you don't mainstream narrative around.
Don't start, Casey, because now you're ad homing.
That's not even an ad hom.
Sound okay for everyone? Sounds weird. Yeah. Something's going on. It's playing through your audio to the mic right now, I think.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Let's see.
It's echoing. Yeah. It's definitely playing through the audio to the mic.
All right, so hold on. Let's go to edit. Let's go settings. Appreciate everybody's patience while we work through this learning phase of this. All right, let's see. I'm going to mute my
YouTube
page.
live. We're gonna.
I'm just going to mute mine so you don't hear me, but you'll be able to hear the music, and then I'll just play back and forth. Unless if I could do it this way, let's see.
Yeah, maybe you could just mute while we're playing it, or if there's a share audio button like the last time.
There is. It's sharing the audio button. Let's see.
Okay, so maybe
I'm just going to mute mine when we
stuff.
play his videos. I'll just
Yeah. Just do that. Just do that. Geocentric Max is in here. What's going on? Sounds weird. Echo. Yeah, it should be better now. Now that Derek's gonna mute. Okay, let's play this. Start it from the start.
You're just it is. You're just saying I don't understand something. So explain to me how compasses don't work in Australia. Go ahead.
I don't have to explain it to you. Mainstream science will explain it to you inside
the world where we attack the arguments, not the person.
Can you restart it?
No way you're going to.
Here. So I ended up debating flat earther Kaleb for a little while last night until he got banned for bullying. Let's go over why he got banned for bullying. After every point I made, he retorted with an ad hom, mumbling under his breath about me being dumb or not understanding, or oh my God, he can't believe how ignorant I am. This is what he did the whole time. Let's take a look.
Oh gosh, bro. It's like I hope that you like don't know the mainstream narrative around.
Don't start, Casey, because now you're ad homing. Ad homing.
Whoa, I'm not. No, I'm not ad homing. It's not an ad hom if I articulate an argument against you and then add an ad hom. That's actually not.
You're just it is. You're just saying I don't understand something. So explain to me how compasses don't work in Australia. Go ahead.
I don't have to explain it to you. Mainstream science will explain it to you inside
the world where we attack the arguments, not the person.
Oh, dude. No way you're doing this right now, Gold. I'm not doing this live, bro. Somebody's got to be filming this, right? Are you recording this? Can you send me this after this, Globe? So what you don't understand is Globe people choose to attack character instead of the substance of the argument. Let me just, for everybody in the chat, Globey is here acting like he's an expert on the shiz when he didn't even know what Mach's principle was.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
The world where we attack the arguments, not the person.
Let me just read it to you.
I didn't even ad hom him. I just said he didn't know what it was.
Saying you're just saying, oh no, that's been debunked, but I can't tell you how that was debunked. So, Globe people choose to attack character instead of the substance of the argument.
I love that this genius is showing me and then you.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can spit.
Okay, so
You can spit into your phone all you want.
We can't see the video, by the way.
Where we attack the
Your
arguments,
screen's in front of it. Your whole screen is sharing, yeah. We only have a little bit longer of this, and then we'll start reacting to the full. Wait. We can't hear you now. I don't know what is going on. Okay, are we not? I'll just wait. Wow, just found this. Yo, what up, Kevin? Kevin, I saw you in the Modern Day Debates live. We were adding each other a bunch. Welcome, brother. Glad you're here. Now we can't hear the sound of the video. Whatever you just changed in the sound setting has ruined everything. I can't hear you at all. Can anyone hear Derek?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, so the mute button works. Okay. So you can't hear it. Tell me if you could hear this now. Let's see. My stupid computer. Oh, come on. Pop the fuck up. Jeez Louise. Where's that TikTok at? Right here. All right, tell me if you could hear this.
Nope. Now it's not playing.
Really?
Yeah, now it's playing only through your mic.
God damn. All right, hold on. This is pissing me off. Present. Slides, video file, stop. Appreciate everybody while we figure this nonsense out. I don't know why it wouldn't share the sound. I already told it to share the sound. Let's see.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Settings.
Yeah, it's very low because it's playing
Audio.
through his mic now. It's whatever you changed in here. Ever since you were in here, it changed.
I didn't change anything though. I just looked at it to see which one it was. So like I just looked at this and saw that it was on this one and left it there. Default speaker, echo, cancellation, stereo audio. Echo must be off to use layouts. Let's see. Guest, hotkeys, recording. Record locally for each participant, virtual background on. There's not a button to like literally I didn't change anything on my thing except for I just looked at what I was using. Let me see. Edit layout. Let's see. Make that. Why won't it let me play the goddamn sound? I don't get it because it doesn't. There's nothing for me to change to add audio screen. That's me. Audio. General. Audio. Literally, I mean, applications, and that's going to change. Did that change anything?
It just changed your microphone. Now you're a lot louder.
I'm a lot louder. Let's see what this sounds like.
Substance of the argument. No, I'm just using.
It's playing through your mic.
Ineptitude and your illogical arguments against
Maybe
you.
it's fine. But if you mute, if you try muting and see if it'll play it. No, yeah, it's playing through your mic. That's not good.
So it's playing through my mic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's got to be some way to change this. Hold on, give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna remove the screen share. I'm gonna re-add it. Screen share. Settings. Not this one. Present. Screen share. Audio. Follow these steps to share. Follow audio.
1212. What is that? What is 1212, Dr. LA?
Shares my video. Chrome tab. My video. Share audio. Okay, hold on. I see it. I see it. Share screen. Share tab audio. Share. Screen window. Entire screen. Okay, here we go. I got you. We're good. Got it. All right, we fixed it. Give me 1 second, and now I promise it's going to work. This thing's insane. All right, let's go.
I'm just saying, nuh-uh, bro. You're so unfair.
Not mute
You're
your
like
mic.
worst debater at this, bro, by the way. That's why Witsy will probably give you the time of day, because you suck at debating, bro. Straight up.
This is what people do.
Got a little heated.
What losers say.
People that lose say, nuh-uh. Oh, why are you running? Everybody, can we all recognize here that he's running?
Why did he skip that entire thing that led up to that? Because Caleb was asking him some very serious questions, and Globey refused to answer them.
Well, that's the thing about this video and why I wanted to show it at the start for everybody to watch is that he didn't show any of the points that were being made in the TikTok. All he showed was me going at him when I was kind of losing it, that he was like making the arguments that he was making, because he literally made no sense. And he just said, nuh-uh, the entire time. So that's why we're showing this. Let's finish out the TikTok, though, so we can start reacting to the live.
My question like a little dog.
I'm not running. There's no point in talking about that.
The world where we attack the arguments, not the person.
All I said, he was running.
You tell me, you got this recorded, right, Tribune, on your
Oh,
YouTube?
you got this recorded. Listen to Caleb the baby. Listen to Caleb the baby.
That's an ad hom. By the way, Globey.
Why are you running from my 3-on-3 debate request? You called chaos a drunk the other day, dude.
Mm-hmm. I did do that.
I know you've been a little bit to drink this
He is
morning,
a drunk.
as usual, but have some impulse control.
He showed the comments. That is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious, bro.
Arguments, not the person.
Shut up and talk about the shit
No,
that you're-
we gotta address that, too.
Bro, nobody wants to hear your monologue.
Like, why would you ban Kaleb for?
Okay, you can stop here. Now that I'm out of the room, they're just gonna talk about me. Now that I'm out of the room, they're just gonna say stuff while I'm not there to defend myself. So let's address that first. So Globey, if you're watching this live stream after it's done being live streamed or whenever, we are done. We're not gonna attack the arguments anymore solely. When people like you act like the way that you're acting, we are going to personally attack you as much as you personally attack us. So plan on that being a reoccurring theme in our YouTube videos and in our YouTube lives because it's done. We're done being nice to you. So I retract every single time that we've said we're going to be nice. Hence why I treated you the way I did in the live stream. But let's go to Tribune's live stream now. Let's go to Tribune's YouTube. I sent it to you in the Telegram if you want to easy pull it up. And then we'll go to about 30 minutes in. Go into about 30 minutes into that live stream. That's when I join, and we can start reacting there. And just start tearing apart the points. Literally, this dude we're about to expose this dude completely.
It really makes me sick how this guy, like, he plays to the stupidity of his followers. Because, like, anybody with intelligence knows Globey attacking us, he deserves way worse than
maybe
what
I
he's
didn't
getting.
send it to you.
And for him to sit in there and just cry about it and to make videos crying about us attacking him is just, it's so lame. It's not in here. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's not. I'm sending it to you right now.
It's like, I don't know, like Globey's such a big baby. He's been making videos about us forever, and we don't even respond or watch or cry about it like he does.
Yeah, no, there it is. Click
But
that and
Globey
then go
can't
to
handle
30
it. The
minutes in.
moment
Tribune's up in the
heat
room.
is
What
too
up,
much for Globey.
Tribune? Notification didn't go out. I'm glad I'm here to catch the show. What the freak, bro? Of course the notification didn't go out. I think that we did something, though. I think that us, like, we might have to talk, Tribune, and maybe you can help us out. I think that us starting the stream, just go to 30 minutes and then pause there. I think that because the thumbnail changed. The thumbnail changed to the picture that's on the thumbnail right now isn't the picture that I showed it as, that I put it as when I set up the stream. So I think that us clicking live didn't go live where I said we were going to go live before or something. We'll have to figure it out.
I think it has something to do with how we set up and like unmembered you and then made you back a member again to the group. So we'll have to play with it. We're just going to keep learning and getting better as we go, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, probably shadow banning though. A little bit of that going on probably.
Definitely going to be a lot of that going on. So we're here at 30 minutes into the debate. I fast forwarded it to this as well. So I didn't see anything before this, but I did watch your entire live stream and it was pretty funny. Let's show what Globey left off of the debate, shall we?
Yep, let's check it out. Start it.
You, Casey, but I just want to.
You're at 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 29. Yeah, it's good.
$5 tip, huge shout out. We appreciate.
What a legend! What a legend!
Do you want to full screen it or?
Oh, and definitely give a shout out to Weiss. I got the trivia update for the app today.
Shout out Weiss for
restream is better. We're gonna probably switch to restream.
My YouTube video on his app today too.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like a super.
What up, Globey?
Both of our pictures are off now.
Yeah, I got spies all over.
Yeah, look, you gotta put it on the layout. Pause it, bro.
You all work for NASA.
We can't hear your voice anymore, bro.
No, they don't.
What the
Use
fuck?
that excuse. Not at all.
Oh, this is a disaster.
You're small, Globey.
Be like, I'm gonna go tell Globey this, and I'm like, go tell him.
Hey, hold on, Derek. Pause it.
You've been talking about him for days.
Pause it, please.
I don't want to talk about the sky. Let's talk about the terraform.
Okay, click the layout below. We're on the wrong layout right now. We're on a custom layout. We're supposed to be on the other layout. Yeah. There we go. And now pull it up. Where's the link to the actual video? Just go to Troubling Tribune. He's in the chat right here. Click on his name, and it's there. But we're going to watch the whole thing right now. Well, not the whole thing. We're going to watch the parts from me and Globey going at it. Derek, we cannot hear you, brother.
Do you not see what I see? Like, this got way worse switching it. The way I had it set up was better. Let's see.
On.
That's way better. All right, let me see. Now, we're going to get good at this, you guys. We're going to get good at this. It's a matter of learning. All right, let's see. Where did...
Okay, yeah, now it's good.
Okay. All right. It's fine like this, right? Everybody sees what I see, don't they? Half us, half the screen.
No, let's talk about the stars.
Sky right now.
I'm going live.
Of course,
tomorrow.
you want to look at the sky.
Where they're seeing, bro, they're seeing us twice.
Australia and South Africa at the same time, and we're gonna
Seeing us twice. That's why, like, when I clicked it, it was showing us like 50 times.
So pull that up full screen and let me see what it shows.
If I go full screen, then all you can't see us. Remember, we were just here. Like if I go full screen, you guys can't see anything but the screen.
No, it's fine. We're on the left.
Okay, I don't see us at all. All right.
You don't? Do you have the live stream pulled up on a phone?
I'm on the computer. I'm not on both of them.
Yeah, pull it up on a phone and you'll be able to see
All
how
right,
it looks
let's
to everyone
go.
else. This
All
looks
right,
fine
let's
though.
We see the stars, and guess what we're gonna see? We're going to see the stars looking the same direction on a compass from both those locations.
Are compasses accurate in the southern?
Yes.
Hemisphere? Oh, really? If I sent you a lot of sources that showed exactly the
Yeah.
opposite, what would you think of that?
Yeah. Go send me some sources that say ships haven't sailed using compasses in the southern hemisphere for years and years.
All right.
GPS and compasses, Google Maps on your phone doesn't work in Australia or Africa or South America. Go show me those references, Casey.
They literally admit this. Mainstream.
No, they don't,
says
literally.
this. Okay, talk over me, bro. You gonna start the debate like this, bro? You just gonna talk over me? When
I
have
think
to
it's double playing. Are you unmuted?
You're fine. So
make impulse control?
Boys, before we move,
It's doing what?
It sounds weird.
I can't hear it. It sounds fine to me. I don't like. You're gonna have to tell me what you hear so I can try to fix it.
It sounds like it's playing through your mic. Were you muted? Now play it.
move on. I just want to go
Yep,
ahead.
now it's perfect.
I have implemented the True Earth Debate rule behavior code.
Hold on. Pause it for 1 second. Let's address what he was saying real quick. So Globey thinks that you can take a normal compass, or actually not only a normal compass, supposedly, he's taking compasses on phones, phone compasses, and trying to say that they're accurate in the southern hemisphere. Let me just read this off to you guys, or if you want to pull it up, you can, but I feel like that's going to be a little bit, it's going to complicate a lot of stuff. I looked up, this is a document, earthlearningidea.com PDF, 197 compass PDF. Just pull it up. It's sent to Telegram. I sent it to you in Telegram if you want to. It's right below the first. I sent it twice, it looks like, actually.
It's not showing up on Telegram at all.
Scroll up.
Scroll up. When did you send it?
Right there. Or no, not that one. Is that the
This one?
No, that's the keep going up.
That's Mock's principle. Earth learning
Yep,
idea
got it.
compass.
Right there. Yep.
All right. We're gonna get good at this shit.
So right here you can see a magnetic compass that works perfectly well north of the equator doesn't work at all on the south side of the equator. As you can see in these photographs, in the same way a compass that works in the southern hemisphere doesn't work in the north of the equator. So very simply put, you cannot take a phone compass or a compass that works in the northern hemisphere and take it down to the southern hemisphere and expect it to be accurate. As well as it's admitted that these are off. Like they literally, let's see here. Through magnetic declination and magnetic deviation. I asked ChatGPT earlier, do you need to use a different compass in the southern hemisphere? Simply that. And it says, yes, you may need to use a different compass in the southern, and due to being weighted on the south side of the pivot. Compasses for use in the southern hemisphere have the north pointing end of the needle weighted to prevent this from happening. Magnetic zone balancing is also used by compass manufacturers to account for the vertical component of the magnetic field. So him taking a compass that works in the north hemisphere and expecting it to work in the south hemisphere and be completely accurate, as well as people have gone out and proven that these phone compasses are not accurate in general, and then him just saying like, oh yeah, this is working perfect when we're looking at the Southern Cross, and to prove that the flat earth is false and all this. We have no idea actually where these people are looking, to be honest. And if he was being honest with his apparatus and with his experiment, he would tell you guys that. But no, he's just going to act like it all works perfectly and just hope to heck that they're looking in the exact same direction according to the compasses that he's using. But as you guys have seen here, again, a magnetic compass that works perfectly well in the north of the equator does not work at all on the south side of the equator. As well as there was something else I took note of. I wonder if I'll be should have. Oh, magnetic deviation affects compasses the more you go south, and you must use a process called compass correction to make sure that your compass is giving an accurate direction. This is literally admitted. And the geodynamo model in the south is completely off. They admit that there's a lot of problems with the geodynamo model in the southern hemisphere because we're further away from where the perturbation source is. So just wanted to point that out for everybody. Hope that makes sense. But him taking a phone compass, he's definitely not having these people use compass correction at all to make sure that their compasses are giving an accurate direction.
Well, look at the screen here. This is the degree that the compass changes depending on where you're at. And so you have to adjust depending on where you're at. You have to adjust your compass to by -30, 70, 80, depending on where you're at. Everyone's got a different adjustment. But they don't take any of this into account, along with the same idea that on the flat Earth, north is towards the center. So ultimately, south is pretty much everywhere that's not pointing towards the dead center of the Earth. So that's a big issue in itself.
Yep. But yeah, we just want to point those things out. Let's keep listening to him. Let's listen to him act like he knows what's going on with compasses. You might need to mute before you start.
Pretty much be the
yes, you definitely need to.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody, I expect everybody to follow this. It's very simple. Don't be an arse. No interrupting. Don't beat a dead horse. And my show, my rules, so they're dynamic. I will change them as need be. But
That last one's unfair.
I've always been fair. That's just in case I haven't thought of something.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, with that, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, compasses are not accurate. They admit that there's anomalies with the geodynamo model in the southern hemisphere. This is well known by mainstream science. So claiming that all compasses
make it big screen.
are accurate, even with your observations, they're going to be very southern latitudes. So the more southern, the more south you get from the center of the Earth, the less of the magnetic perturbation is able to reach there. Hence why they'll literally, I was reading an article yesterday because I've been studying this because I knew that you were going to do this. And they admit that compasses can be completely flipped the wrong direction. They're so inaccurate down there.
They're talking about
angular deviation.
They're talking about in Antarctica.
No, you're not.
As you get close to the poles,
you haven't read the paper, so why are you saying what the paper says?
Compasses don't work very well at the poles. Because you're right at the
thing as the South Pole. That's a reification fallacy.
He's begging the question that the South Pole exists.
The North Pole is an example. The compasses don't work very well when you're near the pole, the magnetic pole. That has nothing to do with compasses working in Australia.
Oh gosh, bro. It's like I hope that you don't know the mainstream narrative around the anomalies.
Don't start, Casey, because now you're ad homing.
The rule is not interrupting.
Ad homing.
Whoa, I'm not. It's not an ad hom if I articulate an argument against you and then add an ad hom. That's actually not a logical fallacy.
You're just it is. You're just saying I don't understand something. So explain to me how
he doesn't.
In Australia.
You were asking if you hope he wasn't.
Science will explain it to you in scientific papers. They will
show me the paper then. Cite me the paper.
Calm down. Hold on, buddy. Calm down. Why are you getting mad?
I'm in front of a computer. I can look it up.
So they admit that there is anomalies in the geodynamo model in the southern hemisphere. Do you know Tribune? Is it the transatlantic anomaly or something like that? I can't remember
I should have figured this out.
4 or 5.
What the name of this is.
Yeah, and they admit that the accuracy, just Google, is our compasses accurate the more south you go on the Earth?
Just like I said, the closer you get to the poles, the less the more interference you get.
Is Australia close to Antarctica?
No.
Oh my gosh.
It's in the southern hemisphere. Just like Africa is, just like South America is.
Relative.
Pause just for a second.
Continents being away.
And like we said, like we just showed, again, let me just reiterate this just so nobody gets confused in case people are just coming in or people watch this back. A magnetic compass that works perfectly well north of the equator doesn't work at all on the south side of the equator. As you can see in this photographs, in the same way a compass that works in the southern hemisphere doesn't work in the northern hemisphere. And you have to use compass correction. Is that the exact terminology? Let me get the exact terminology to make sure. Yeah, compass correction. Because of magnetic deviation, not declination, Globy. He's going to say this a lot in here, but it's because of magnetic deviation. Again, just to reiterate, magnetic deviation affects compasses. The more you go south, and you must use a process called compass correction to make sure that your compass is giving an accurate direction. So our entire argument here is that these people are using phone compasses, which are admittedly not accurate, not very accurate at all, and they're not able to use compass correction on the phone compasses. So one, they need to use compasses that are specifically made for the Southern Hemisphere if they're going to be in the Southern Hemisphere. And two, not only that, they need to make sure they're using compass correction because of the magnetic flux in the Southern Hemisphere. Changes. So we can keep going.
Away from each other. It's close. It's pretty close to the Antarctic wall, right?
It's no closer than Canada is to the North Pole, and compasses work in Canada.
It's pretty.
Canada's in the Northern Hemisphere, bro.
In the Southern Hemisphere, dude.
This dude cracks me up.
We can have a good one. But the North Pole, the reason that compasses are so accurate at the North Pole is because the magnetic perturbation that we are experiencing on the Earth is coming from the center of the Earth. So as you get further away from that magnetic perturbation, it gets less and less accurate. So relating Australia to Canada is completely false and not accurate. And it perfectly explains that you don't understand this.
It perfectly explains that you just made up something that something's perturbing in the center.
Pause. Did you hear him? The first thing he says is it just proves that you made up something. When he literally related Alaska to some of the most further southern continents in the world. He related these two, and admittedly compasses work perfect in the northern hemisphere when we're using the correct compass north of the equator because we're so close to the perturbation from the center of the Earth. And again, as you get further away from the center of the Earth, you will experience magnetic deviation, which affects compasses the more south you go. So he's literally just fallacy after fallacy, and he thinks he's saying something smart. I'm so glad that we got this recorded.
Well, and it goes to show that he either doesn't understand the model that he pretends like he does, or he's deliberately trying to lie to people. Because if you are far south and you're looking due west, which you would presume to be west, you're also looking south after you just are. That's how the flat earth would work. Unless if you're pointing directly out to the center, you're pretty much always looking south, and east to west is like a left to right motion over the face of the Earth. So of course, the further away you get from the North Pole, the less accurate it's going to be because you're further away from it.
Yeah, and Witsit was making some really good points in the debate that I was watching tonight. He was showing, he was specifically citing different readings, navigational readings in the Southern Hemisphere where they were just completely off by 200 miles and stuff like that. There's a lot of anomalies in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's because Antarctica is not a continent on the bottom side of an oblate spheroid, and it's actually an Antarctic ice wall that encompasses us all, containing all of the water. But let's keep going.
Okay. Let me get you some stuff.
Yeah, get me some stuff.
Anybody else want to talk to Globy, or is it just going to be me and Globy debate? Tribune, you want to jump in?
No, because the whole point is your claim that compasses don't work in the Southern Hemisphere. So you need to prove that claim.
Yeah, give me a second.
I usually take it point by point, just to be honest with you. But yeah, I think you guys are having a great conversation so far. I believe it was something, and with this, I haven't interjected because I haven't studied it super hard, just being honest. So, but I have heard that it's some 30% variation in the Southern Hemisphere. So that would need some explaining.
Hey, I have a
shout out Tribune.
I'd like to talk to anybody about, just a thought experiment.
It's called magnetic deviation. Look it up.
Can you guys hear me?
It's not even that hard to find.
It's not. The pause. That's what Globy does, bro. Me and you both know this, but we should reiterate this, that this is what Globy does. He plays stupid for all of his viewers to hope that they don't look into the stuff that I'm saying and that I'm perturbing out of my mouth, and that they'll just blindly believe Globy and say, W Globy, W Globy. Because if you read this chat, that's all people are saying that are from his side. They're just saying, oh, Globy's winning, blah, 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 blah. But he's literally getting eviscerated. Hence why he didn't show any of the arguments that I made. He only showed points where I was getting frustrated because he literally wasn't making sense.
Well, I'm going to make a positive claim, and I'm going to say that Globy's followers are some of the dumbest people on the internet. Like, straight up. Most gullible, dumbest people on the internet.
So, I'm going to just kind of switch lanes a little bit, and then you just kind of tell me what you think. One of my points was, so the moon is 181st or 180th about the mass of the Earth. And
I don't know what this guy's talking
my
about.
question on it is, as the moon is orbiting the Earth,
He's curious about tides.
it's got to slow down and speed up at certain points of its orbit. And so I looked into its orbit, and its orbit deviates 12 to 13%, as it swings around. So it's not perfectly circular; it's just slightly like oblong. And I go, okay, well that makes sense, since the mass of the moon is 1/80th of the Earth. It's, if you weigh 150 pounds, it's like you having 1 pound swing around you, a couple pounds swing around you. It's not going to have much effect on you. But then at the same time,
Oh, it was Nathan Thompson. Well, no, hold on, pause 1 second. Nathan Thompson debated tonight. Witsit debated yesterday. That's my bad. Witsit debated yesterday. Nathan Thompson was tonight. My bad, Kevin. Keep going.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. Is that a question?
The question is, if the moon doesn't have enough mass to have an oblong orbit around the Earth, because it having to slow down and speed up, how does it have enough mass to control the tides on the Earth?
I'm not sure what the mass has to do with its oblong orbit.
Playing dumb some more.
Just the gravity.
This dude's such a clown. Oh my gosh, Globy.
All on a trampoline, and it bends space-time, which would be
At least
Earth.
he's smart enough to
Then the
play
moon would be
dumb.
orbiting around Earth. That bend in space-time of gravity should create an oblong orbit around the Earth, which it doesn't have. It's almost perfectly circular. And I justified that with its mass, its weight being less 1/80th that of Earth.
Well, it's
But
not
then at the
circular.
same
It orbits in an oblong shape. So I'm not sure what you mean.
It's about 12%.
Okay.
It's 12% deviation, so it's
God,
not
he's
much.
annoying.
It's pretty circular, but there is a little bit of an oblong to it. But my point is, it's such a light weight. It's not that much mass. That how does it have so much control over the Earth's waters, the high tide, low tides?
Well, you could just plug that stuff into Newton's formula for gravity. The force of gravity, big G mm over r squared. You put the two masses in, the mass of the moon and the mass of the oceans, and you'll see the pull between the two is
What?
This is what I don't get. Like, they twist up all of their stories. So he's doing the mass of the entire ocean for like the gravity being pulled on by the moon, but then they'll tell you the reason why the oceans can stay to the Earth is because it's little individual molecules being pulled down.
Yeah, as well as, again, like just saying you can do the math, just because people can make math add up to equations that supposedly perfectly align does not make anything real. I will reiterate, just like everyone else does, you can add one unicorn to one unicorn, doesn't make unicorns real. I can simulate in a math equation how Superman has the energy to fly, how he's able to fly, how he's indestructible. Does that make Superman real? Does it make Superman able to fly? No, math is not a good way to prove anything in reality. Hence why we always ask for demonstrable, repeatable experiments that we can do terrestrially on the surface of the Earth. We don't want your math drawing. We don't want your little drawings, your little computer programs, your CGI or your math equations. We want experiments. But Let's keep going.
Well, and that's why we don't get nothing but that. They can't prove a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
You think it has more to do with velocity than mass?
Mm,
I'm just a general
No.
question. I'm just kind of
the pull of the oceans wouldn't be the velocity. No, it'd be the mass of the moon.
math. Okay.
Yeah, just the two masses. The mass of the moon and the mass of the oceans are very large.
Do you want to debunk the tides a little bit?
So,
I would
Just
love
make
to
some quick
debunk the
points.
tides.
Yeah,
guys.
so Globey, if you're watching, buddy, love you. Hope you're screen recording right now. There are no proof that the tides are bulging at both sides from a solar tide and a lunar tide. And like Neil deGrasse Tyson would say, we're swishing in between the bulges. The earth goes in and out of the bulges. That doesn't happen in reality. We have what's called tidal nodes, where there are a lot of places in the ocean where there's absolutely zero tides. If the tides had anything to do with the gravitational pull of the moon, which is supposed to be a sixth of the gravitational pull of the surface of the earth, how is it superseding the gravitational pull of the earth if it's strongest at its surface, where like you have to believe that this ball is so big and the mass is so strong that the gravitational pull is just making all of this water convex around the surface of the earth around an oblate spheroid, not letting it fall off. And then you also simultaneously have to believe that the surface of that ocean is being pulled by the moon, which is again a sixth of the gravitational pull of the earth. There's a lot of problems there. Tidal nodes in and of itself completely can you drop your camera, bitch? Just your head. What?
I think he's talking to me.
Okay. But yeah, no, tidal nodes completely destroys the idea that tides come from the moon. The model in and of itself, literally them admitting that it's a sixth of the gravitational pull, it literally makes no sense that it would be pulling away quadrillions of gallons away from the surface of the earth. So yeah, anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I just think it's insane that, like, okay, so up in space and orbit, the moon's not affecting the ISS and the sun's not affecting these things, but the
Well, they do say
moon's
there's solar tides.
I'm sorry?
They do say there's solar tides.
Well, they say that also that the Earth rotates through the bulge, and one of the bulges is from the inertia from the rotation of the Earth. So they claim all kinds of different things on it. But as far as like how could it pull our oceans, do they claim that it pulls the ISS into a bulge as it orbits? So the ISS isn't orbiting in a perfect circle around the Earth; it bulges out. Is that what they're saying?
No, no, but this ignores the ISS, but it pulls all the oceans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How does the moon just like if gravity gets weaker the further away you get from the source? How is it that the stronger gravity from
What?
the
Are you
Earth
guys-
holds the water, but the moon it skips past the ISS and it comes all the way down to the surface of the Earth to pull the water? Doesn't make sense. I think it's hilarious that they're going to try to say that we rotate through the bulge of water and that this big bulge of water is held in place by the moon and the Earth turns through it. And on the other side is a bulge from the inertia of the Earth's rotation. And sometimes they call it the solar bulge, but depending on where you look. But why isn't the tides huge out during the day? And why aren't tides the biggest on the equator? Because if tides were caused by the moon and the sun, on the days when the sun and the moon are both outside over Hawaii, on the equator, it should be drowning islands, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's so crazy the stuff they believe in. That's why these people avoid seasons and they avoid tides like the plague as best as they can. But let's keep going with the debate.
That's why there's a pull between the two. I'm not sure what it has to do with the oblong orbit, as you're saying, but
Well, let's pretend that the mass of the moon was heavier. It had more mass to it. It was a heavier attraction between the Earth and the moon. Then, as the moon is orbiting the Earth, as the Earth is traveling through space chasing the sun, the moon would have to slow down and speed up. And if there was more mass behind the moon, it would slingshot around the Earth, and the mass would cause the slingshot effect to be more drastic. It would be super oblong because of the mass of the moon. But the moon doesn't have that much mass compared to the Earth, so I can justify that there's only a 12% deviation on the orbit, if that makes any sense. So I'm just thinking, okay, so if the if the moon's orbit can be that circular, then the effect on Earth shouldn't be too much to be able to control the oceans as much as it does, essentially, is what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. A lot of assumptions there. I think in your model.
There's
your
nothing
thoughts there.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
like I said, it's just
First
He
of all,
didn't understand the question. He
like,
just
Earth's
can't
not
admit it.
Chasing the sun. That's a
How in the hell are they going to say that the Earth is not chasing the sun, but we're orbiting around it at 66,600 miles an hour while the sun is flying through the Milky Way at 1.2 million miles an hour? If we weren't chasing the damn thing, it would leave us in the dust. Think
Well,
about how
he's-
fast 1.2 million miles is. The Earth is literally barely 8,000 miles across. If
what he's trying to say, and you're gonna hear him say it right now, he's gonna say some insane stuff that he could never prove, that he just believes, he just has this religious belief. But he's trying to argue the semantics of like what we're like us chasing the sun. It's kind of like us making fun of the heliocentric model. But what he wants us to say is that the Earth, that the sun's gravitational pull is pulling us with it through the solar system. That not that the Earth is chasing the sun. He's just being semantic.
if gravity creates the up and down on Earth, why is it gravity doesn't create an up or down in space? Because the Earth is falling down towards the sun into its gravity well, right?
Mhm.
And when we fall down on Earth, we say it's down, right? But when the Earth falls down towards the sun, regardless of if it ever catches the sun or not, it's falling towards it. How does that not determine an up or a down? That's what I don't understand. How would that not make an up or a down?
Yeah, when you see the fabric of space and time that they project through the Einsteinian model of gravity, it's always a 2D fabric that's being bent one way. But in their model, there's no up and down. It should be fabrics going all over. It should be bending in all ways if there's no up or down. It literally makes no sense. Hence why we're going to see later in this debate, when I bring up space-time and Einsteinian gravity, Globy runs like a little baby. He runs and runs, tries to just switch the topic, and it's so obvious. It is hilarious.
Well, if you set an object on something, it does create a dip. So, like if you had a sheet and you put like a marble on the sheet, it would create
Yeah.
a dip, and other marbles would roll around it until they eventually collide. But that indicates an up or a down. You have to set it on the sheet. You can't set it under the sheet, and you certainly can't put it inside of the sheet. If you put a marble inside of a sheet, it creates an outward bulge, and objects would be repelled by each other. If these objects really were in space-time and not on space-time, they would repel each other. The same way if you put something under a blanket, it creates a bulge outwards it's not going to orbit, right? But they say that it's in space-time, but somehow bends space-time like it's on space-time, and it makes sense because they don't have a better way to draw it. Like, their excuses are hilarious.
It's so sad.
a misnomer.
Is it not being
Yeah.
pulled through space?
It's-
at 500,000
it's
miles an
orbiting-
hour, supposedly.
It's orbiting the sun. It's not chasing the sun, trying to
No,
keep up. Sometimes it's in.
Isn't the entire solar system
That's
moving?
that's not your model.
That is my model. Sometimes the Earth is actually in front of the sun.
Did you just hear what he said? Sometimes the Earth is in front of the sun.
So we're flying backwards at that point. The sun's actually coming at us. When you guys walk outside and you look at your sun, at the sun, you're actually falling down towards it according to the globe model. But according to Globy, when you're looking at the sun, you guys are falling together backwards. That's good stuff.
Yeah, he literally doesn't understand his model. It's so sad, bro. I can't believe this dude confidently. Now that we're gonna be recording all of these and we're gonna be streaming them to YouTube, he should be a little less confident going into the debates and saying the nonsense that he says. But let's keep going.
He literally relies on stupidity. Like, that's
Mhm.
his entire foundation.
That you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You said that's not my model. I'm correcting you on what the model is.
No, the
Well, I've
model
been
is
taught
that the
your
sun.
model's the Earth's moving to everything.
No,
the entire
The model
solar
you're
system
talking about is that
flying.
animation you've seen online with everything chasing everything and
Okay, let's
spiraling.
walk him through it. So
Do you
how
know how-
fast does the solar system move?
Do you know a
How
flat
fast?
earther made that animation?
He's just ignoring me.
The Earth spin.
That animation is not an accurate representation of the model.
Hold on, guys.
Why didn't globe earthers make an actual model of their globe? Why is the one that we have that's accurate according to the motions? Why was that one made by a flat earther? Is it because the globe people don't want to sing what they think we're doing? Because it looks ridiculous and stupid and you have to be retarded to believe it? Is that why, Globy? Is that why it was made by a flat earther? Because you guys are too chicken to make it yourself to show the world how stupid your model is and how dumb you'd have to be to believe it?
Let's walk him through this.
You don't need to walk me
he's trying to walk
through
away with it.
specifics.
No. Let's hear if you even know. How fast does the Earth spin at the equator?
15 degrees per hour.
No, in miles per hour, Globy.
Why would you want a linear velocity? It's like 1,060
No, the
miles per
sky
hour.
rotates sidereally 15 degrees per hour. The Earth
Rotates 15 degrees per hour, as proven by laser ring gyroscopes.
Why didn't the Sagnac effect prove that?
It did. That's called a laser ring gyroscope.
No.
Here we go.
The Sagnac effect is
Sorry, I thought you said pause it.
completely
No. Keep going. We'll pause in a second.
Yeah, you're just saying things now, Casey?
No,
The
you're
laser-
not understanding what I'm saying, so you're saying I'm just saying things.
You are, because the laser ring
No.
gyroscope uses the Sagnac effect to measure that displacement of the light.
So when it's stationary, why doesn't it pick up the spin of the Earth? So what you're saying is if
It
it is
does.
picking, hold on. No, what you're
Okay,
saying,
pause. Let's destroy this real quick before he just digs a bigger hole for himself. Yeah, the Sagnac effect. So when they made the Sagnac experiment, what they did, they built it on an apparatus that spins, that rotates, and they can make it do a revolution of like 2-3 revolutions a second. So they spin it really fast to show the fringe shift of the Sagnac effect of the interferometry lasers that are being shot and then recombined into a photographic plate. But when you ask ChatGPT or you actually understand what's going on with the Sagnac experiment, and if you want, Derek, I sent you a 8-minute video that we could watch showing the Sagnac if you want to start pulling that up. But in ChatGPT, you say, does the Sagnac experiment show a fringe shift when stationary? Meaning the apparatus is stationary and it should only be showing the linear velocity of the axial rotation of the Earth. And it says this. The answer is no. The Sagnac experiment does not show a fringe shift when stationary. The Sagnac phenomena is a phenomenon. The Sagnac effect is a phenomenon observed in the interferometry equipment in which light travels in the opposite direction around a closed path. In the Sagnac experiment, a light beam is split into two beams that travel in opposite directions around a closed loop and then recombine to form an interference pattern. The interference pattern is shifted when the apparatus is rotated due to the difference in time it takes for the two beams to complete the loop. So let's just watch this video real quick. Let's watch it on maybe like 1.5 speed.
Is it this one that I got on screen right here?
That's the one right there.
That's only a minute long unless that was the ad. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes. So put it on 1.5. Shout out Malcolm Bowden. This will explain it really well.
Sagnac carried out a simple experiment.
And then make it full screen.
Directions around a table
and then
recombining them. This produced interference fringes. He then rotated the whole table at 2 revolutions per second and found that the fringes changed. This result has very significant implications in science.
Are you muted?
It works as follows.
Okay.
A beam of light leaves the light source at the bottom left-hand corner and is split into 2 different beams, which we have colored red and blue just to distinguish them. They travel around the circuit in opposite directions until they eventually reach the splitter, which also recombines them. There, they then go on to the photographic plate, where they have interference fringes. In this simplified version, we see the beam is split into 2, the red and the blue again, and they go around the circuit and are recombined at the splitter and recombining prism. So
really quick, guys, if one of those lights is moving with the Earth and the other is moving in the opposing direction, the light that's moving with the Earth should be traveling faster because it's forward momentum with the Earth, and the other one would be moving backwards. So it should be slightly slower, and it should be measurable depending on which way you point this device. And as you're going to find out, that's not the case, and they dance around this fact to try to make it. Well, go ahead.
Well, that's what the Michelson-Morley apparatus was trying to pick up. If the Earth was actually moving in a velocity around the sun at 66,616 miles an hour, yes, it probably would affect this apparatus. It's so sensitive. As well as the Michelson-Morley, they said it was 10 times more sensitive than it needed to be to pick up the velocity of the Earth around the sun, which would cause a fringe shift in the interferometry equipment, showing a fringe shift where essentially the lasers do not come at the same time and hit the photographic plate. But let's keep going through this.
Well, and that's what this one proves, that because the table spins.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The spinning table causes a fringe shift.
If
a little table could do it, the Earth could do it for sure.
Yep.
The Earth is moving way faster.
Yeah, and we'll go more into this, but let's try to get through this.
On the photographic plate. Now let us rotate the table. Before we do so, there is the very important subject of the effect of the ether. The Michelson-Morley experiment failed to detect the 30 kilometers per second motion of the Earth through the ether. So to overcome this problem, Einstein simply abolished the ether in his relativity theory. The very significant result of the Sagnac experiment was that it proved that the ether existed. Let us see how it did this. It is a fundamental feature of relativity that it claims that as there is no ether, light travels away from a source at the same speed relative to the source, whether the source is moving or not. Thus, whether the table is turning or not,
that's special relativity,
should stay the same. But if the ether exists, once the light has left the source, the speed of the light is controlled by the ether, independent of the speed of the table, mirrors, etc., as we see here. So let us see what happens when we rotate the table. Here, the light is split, and the red and blue lights go in opposite directions. But notice that the left-hand mirror has moved around in such a direction that the distance the red light has to travel is further. Now, in relativity, the same time should be taken because the splitter is also moving and the distance between them is
Pause
the same.
for 1 second. So I have this freaking awesome book. Everybody should get this book right here. I'm going to read 2 of the postulates from special relativity, and you guys tell us if this experiment in and of itself debunks special relativity. The first postulate: the laws by which the states of physical systems undergo changes are not affected whether these changes of state be referred to the one or the other of 2 system coordinates in uniform translatory motion. And then 2, any ray of light moves in the stationary system of coordinates with the determined velocity, whether the ray be emitted by a stationary or a moving body. So a thought experiment that Einstein goes through in special relativity is he likes to bring up the idea of like a plane. So essentially, if a plane is coming towards you at 500,000 miles per hour and emits a beam of light from the front of it, you don't add the speed of the plane to the velocity of the light coming towards you. It's just c in his model. The speed of light is just c. It's not affected by movement. So in this experiment, and if special relativity is correct, we should not have seen a fringe shift no matter how fast we spin this apparatus. And this is why when we did this experiment and we do see that the light, that the amount of time that it takes for light to travel is affected by velocity, this disproves special relativity. Quite literally. I don't know. We want to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the chat.
Well, they thought this for a long time too. When this effect was first measured and they were able to detect the difference in speed, they said that this was going to end the special theory of relativity. But like everything in the globe model, they create different stories and narratives to make it make sense for what they want. So now they think this is actual proof of the special theory of relativity. So we want your opinion. Does a fringe shift prove that light travels at the same rate no matter what? Or does a fringe shift prove that light speed changes based off of the velocity? That's what the question is.
Yep.
But now imagine that the ether exists and the speed of the light is controlled by the station.
Will you press the hide button at the bottom of the screen on the screen?
That limits how fast the light can travel, independent of the motion of the light source, the splitter, or the mirrors. The result is that the red light takes longer to reach the left-hand mirror. Similarly, the right-hand mirror is coming towards the blue light, so it reaches the mirror quicker. After they change ends, the red light again takes longer to reach the recombiner, whilst the blue light gets there quicker again. So they reach the photographic plate with a delay between them, and this changes the fringe pattern.
I'm really sorry. I just want to point this out. That they thought back when they were measuring the speed of light. Oh, damn, my brain farted. Hold on, I'll think about it.
In fact, using the speed of the rotation of the table, calculated how much the fringes should change, and found that they did change by just that amount. The crucial feature of this experiment is that it demonstrates that the ether does exist, which demolishes relativity. How does the scientific establishment deal with this result? By muddying the waters with scientific gobbledygook. Wikipedia says, in the above discussion, the rotation mentioned is a rotation with respect to an inertial reference frame. Since this experiment does not involve a relativistic velocity, the same wording is valid both in the context of classical electrodynamics and special relativity.
Sorry, I remember now. Special relativity. They say that's the reason why we did not pick up a fringe shift during the Michelson-Morley experiment was because the apparatus was physically contracting and expanding based off of its motion. So they said the reason why you couldn't detect this change was it was changing, but the apparatus that measured it was shrinking and expanding as it flew through space.
Yeah. That's if anybody wants to look into that, that's called Lorentz contraction.
Yeah.
So they say that as and this can be easily disproven with common sense if you just actually think about it. Like you'd have to think like every single material in the world would have to act the exact same. So like a steel ball would have to act the exact same. So what they're saying is if there is a vector, so the vector would be the motion of the Earth around the sun at 66,616 miles an hour. They're saying that they didn't pick up a fringe shift because the entire apparatus was contracting in the direction at which the velocity of the Earth is going. So like what they're basically saying is everything is shrinking. And it's shrinking to the point where you can't actually tell that the Earth is moving. If you look into Lorentz contraction or length contraction, it is complete insanity. Complete insanity. And that is the answer to that they supposedly had to reconcile why the Michelson-Morley experiment did not pick up the fringe shift necessary.
This is what blows my mind. The globe people accept stuff like that. They will literally accept that the entire physical world is contracting and expanding based off of its velocity as it hurls and flies through space. But they will ask questions that we don't have solid answers for. And they will pretend as if we don't answer these questions with the most fundamentally correct answers, that there's no way the flat earth is real. But then they'll accept nonsense like this with all of the CGI. All of our money is going to the globe earth, you guys. All of our children are being taught this. We should be making sure that what we're being taught is accurate. People should not care what flat earthers say. They should care more about where their money's going and whether or not they're being lied to. And they should question things like the Lorentz contraction. That is the most insane thing ever.
I think that we're probably good on watching this video. The main takeaway that we were just trying to prove, because literally Globy is over here in the debate, what we're about to pull back up, if you want to get back over to that screen. What Globy is saying is that it does pick up a fringe shift. And again, let me read this one more time. Does the Sagnac, this is a question I asked ChatGPT, does the Sagnac experiment show a fringe shift when stationary? No. The Sagnac experiment does not show a fringe shift when stationary. Michelson Gale Pearson proved this by making a bigger apparatus of the Sagnac effect. They made it like a couple kilometers long, I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact details of it. I should look into that. I will look into that. But they also proved that nobody is seeing a fringe shift when the apparatus is stationary. You can only get a fringe shift when you're moving the apparatus, when you're rotating the apparatus, proving that if we were to take the Sagnac effect experiment and move it onto different latitudes, we would get a different fringe shift because the Earth supposedly spins at like 700 miles per hour in America, and it spins slower and slower as you get to more northern latitudes. And on the equator, it's fastest. So if we took a Sagnac effect experiment to the equator, it should be giving a fringe shift, first of all, when it's stationary. And then when you take it more and more southern latitudes, it should be showing less of a fringe shift. But we do not see this. Whenever the apparatus is stationary, we see absolutely zero fringe shift.
Well, and that's the same thing with the 15-degree rotation. So the rotation's the same on a globe, but the velocity is different depending on where you're at. And what this measurement is measuring the speed of the light in different directions. So what Globy's trying to say that the laser ring gyro proves the Earth is a ball, that proves nothing, because that device will always measure 15 degrees per hour, no matter where you're at. And it will never measure the velocity of the change in the speed of the Earth based off of your latitude line. It'll never do that. And if this device was measuring the motion of the Earth, that would change, because it's not just 15 degrees. We're measuring the velocity of the light at speed. And we've proven using the Sagnac effect that this is something that happens. So I don't know how they dance around this stuff.
As well as let's bring up Bob. They're gonna say, "Oh, thanks, Bob, for picking up the 15-degree drift." Bob took his ring laser gyroscope that he didn't show, and that the Globers didn't show. He took it on top of a mountain to a higher latitude, and it picked up a faster. It picked up more of a degree. It picked up like 16 or 17. That doesn't work in the Bob model. It can only pick up 15 degrees if it's picking up the rotation of the Earth. Hence why what we're going to get into later, what I'm about to bring up, which is a lot of information, so I hope you guys are down for that, is Mach's principle. I'm going to have to read a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of explaining to explain Mach's principle and put it into context of what we're talking about, but it is necessary for the conversation. But let's keep going.
If it is picking up the spin of the Earth, you'd be able to take it to specific different latitudes, and the friendship would be completely different. When we do this, this doesn't happen. This is proven by the Michelson-Gale-Pearson experiment, as well as the Sagnac effect, as well as there's another one that I can look up right now that proves that we would actually see linear motion as well, proving that the Michelson-Morley experiment should have picked up a friendship of the Earth going 66,616 miles an hour around the sun.
You're talking about the orbit of the Earth around the sun, Kaleb.
So I talked about the spin of the Earth first, and then I started to talk about the orbit of the sun.
And then you switched.
All of them are admittedly negligible. They're not able to be perceived, hence why all actual physicists admit this. Do you realize that there are hundreds of physicists that admitted this, and you're the only one on here claiming that we can detect this?
I am not the only one doing this. This is a known thing. You could look it up right now. Laser ring gyroscopes. Caltech did it a few months ago.
Yeah, and they didn't pick up the rotation of
yes,
the Earth.
They 100%
There's not a
did.
friend shift necessary to prove the Earth is spinning.
Yes, so the Sagnac effect. So the Sagnac effect is sensitive enough to pick up the Earth's rotation around its axis.
Yeah,
but not enough to pick up the Earth. But not enough to pick up the Earth's rotation around the sun, because it.
I can't believe he said that on a live. He just said that the Sagnac effect can pick up 1,040 mile an hour rotation of the Earth, but not a 66,600 mile an hour orbit. It would be easier to measure the velocity of the orbit because it would be a straighter line. And as they admitted, they don't measure the rotation in these effects. So it's like the Michelson-Morley said that the reason it failed was it doesn't measure rotation, but the orbit would be more of a straight line. It should have a better effect.
Well, you also have to realize that he completely skated past all of the logical points that I made when I brought up, hey, if you took this to different latitudes, if it was actually picking up the rotation of the Earth, again, we would see different fringe shifts. Supposedly, well, everywhere we go, it picks up 15 degrees, suggesting that it's probably picking up the sky rotating at 15 degrees per hour, no matter where you go on the Earth, rather than the velocity of the Earth in its axial rotation.
Well, the only thing that changes it is its altitude, not its latitude line. So as Bob showed, like he went to multiple different locations on the same latitude line and received the same exact readings. But when they went to that same latitude line and went to the top of a mountain and measured it, that's when they got a change. And that at the top of a mountain or the bottom of a mountain, the Earth was only rotating 15 degrees per hour if it's a globe. There should be no measurable difference. The difference should be different depending on the latitude line when you move it around that way, not up and down.
Have fun, Phil. Yeah, it's bad. Let's keep going.
Rotation.
It's 66,006. Oh, dude. No way you're doing this right now, Globey. You're not doing this live, bro. Somebody's got to be filming this, right? Are you recording this? Can you send me this after this, Globey? So what you don't understand.
I knew we were gonna be clowning him, bro. I've been waiting for this moment to just clown this fool.
The Sagnac effect experiment is on a rotating apparatus. So what they did, Globey, they realized when they turn on the lights, there's no fringe shift. And then they start spinning the apparatus of the Sagnac effect experiment, and they get a fringe shift, proving that motion creates a fringe shift, proving that we probably should have seen a fringe shift in the Michelson-Morley experiment when we're shooting a light wave with the motion of the Earth around the sun and then one perpendicular to it. But guess what? Nobody did. That's the entire reason that special relativity and general relativity were created in the first place.
So thank you for admitting So, yes, I did know all that. So thank you for admitting that.
No, he didn't.
And I'm going to explain to you why I'm going to explain that to you right now. Yes, because you said the
I'm expecting a
apparatus needs to
tissue
be-
box next to his computer for when he watches Caleb.
Yeah, you pick up a fringe shift from rotation, right? You just
A
said that
gym
yourself.
stock standing in
Yeah,
the
from
corner.
rotation of the apparatus, exactly.
Right. So a laser ring gyroscope, as it's rotating around Earth, because the Earth is rotating, it picks up a 15-degree drift.
Yep.
That's the Sagnac effect.
After all the things I said to him, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know
yeah.
exactly. I know all this.
So here.
Obviously, hold on. Obviously, you know I know all of this. Do you know what Mach's principle is? Do you know what the Machian principle is?
Before you change subjects,
No, it's not. It's on the
Earth
same subject.
rotation
Just because you
measured
don't know what it is, it's not on the. It's not a different subject. It completely relates to the 15 degrees that you're picking up through gyroscopes, and as well as the precession of the Foucault's pendulum.
okay, so
What's the Mach's
you can go
principle?
there. Oh, go through it. Then you tell me.
No. Tell me. Admit you don't know what it is.
I
What's
don't know what
principle?
Mach's principle is off the top of my head, so go ahead, tell
Mach's
me.
principle in the gist, if we're gonna simplify it, it's
No,
essentially
don't
that there would be
simplify
a
it for me.
translation of. Do you want me to read the quote? Did you not see my video?
We
No,
all
I don't
know we
watch
saw the
videos,
video.
Caleb. You have me blocked.
I know you have other accounts. I know you're seeing them, bro. Come on, don't act
Okay.
like that.
No, I don't go to your page or anything.
Einstein, in a letter to Ernst Mach in 1913, talked about if there was a shell-like structure over the Earth, like the firmament acts as a dome that was moving at 15 degrees in a sidereal rotation, like the stars are doing. He admits in a letter to Ernst Mach in 1913, saying that there would be a translation of motion down to the Earth, and we would be able to perceive that through the Foucault's pendulum, literally admitting that's why the Foucault's pendulum could be precessing.
That sounds like a hypothesis that was never tested or approved, Caleb.
We're gonna go through all of this.
I'm not it's a principle. You just
Einstein
said it was
admitted
written.
that. So are you
just said it was
saying that
written in a
Einstein and
letter.
Ernst Mach were wrong?
You just said it was written in a letter.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be proof of
he
something?
said that you have to take it into account for general and special relativity, bro.
Yeah.
You were acting like, hold on, let me just, for everybody in the chat, Globey is here acting like he's an expert on the shiz when he didn't even know what Mach's principle was. You admitted that
I've
on
heard
this
that
live
before.
that you're recording right now.
Yeah, I've heard
And
that
you're
before.
just saying,
Casey.
no, that wasn't proven, even though you literally just admitted that you didn't
Casey,
know what the
Mach's
hell it
principle
was.
is not an experiment. It's not a theory. It's not a law. It's not anything. It's a letter. You just quoted a letter written to Einstein from Mach.
I can send you.
It was from Einstein to Ernst Mach,
send me the
not Ernst
studies
Mach
that
to
show
Einstein.
I have a PDF right here
Yeah,
from
okay.
www.
He's holding his vape in his hand.
ac.in explaining the Mach's principle, an entire 11-page article of science admitting
We're gonna look at this article, by the way.
how they use this. This is
They?
what explains gyroscopes processing, bro. Like
Who's
this
they?
is mainstream science. No, your
You
mainstream
guys love
scientific
saying
consensus.
mainstream science consensus. You guys love saying that when you have no support for
Because
your
we're
mainstream
using
science.
your science against you, bro, and disproving your mind.
No, you're
buddy.
not. You think you are. That's the
You
problem.
don't know
here.
what Mach's principle is, buddy.
Mach's
So
principle
saying that it's
isn't
been
a
disproven
thing.
when you haven't looked at that shows your ineptitude to have logical conversations when you're saying, "Oh, that was just in a letter, bro." When I can cite you scientific papers completely explaining
Pull it up.
Mach's
Let me
principle.
cite it.
Maybe
Cite
you
it.
should
Let's
do
pull it
a
up.
little bit. I already did. IAC.ac.in/article/full-text/reso/016/04/0310.
Let's pull up the paper. Let's pause. Let's pull up the paper and completely destroy Globey on Mach's principle. I sent it to you in Telegram. Let me make sure I give you the exact title of the paper. We're gonna look over it. We're gonna read it for Globey. It is right below the quote. Keep going. Go up a little
We're gonna
bit.
read it for
Or go
Globey.
down.
We gotta read it really slow.
Go back down. Down a little bit. Nope, not this.
I don't know what just happened. Oh, God damn it. All right.
That link right there.
Open.
Yep, the Mach's principle.
Yeah,
Yep.
if we're reading for Globey, make sure you dumb it down and say it real slow.
Yep. Okay. So first, I'm going to read a conversation that I had with ChatGPT talking about Mach's principle, and then we're going to have to read a lot of literature because there's a lot to Mach's principle. So this should expose like the just how much of a liar straight up Globey is, where he's saying, oh, that has been disproven. And later in the video, literally Globe Man joins in and acts like he knows what Mach's principle is as well and says that it was disproven. But let's talk about Mach's principle. Let's get into it. Hopefully you guys are screen recording right now, Globey. Try to make a video off of this, buddy. Mach's principle. Okay, so this is what I asked ChatGPT. How does Mach's principle relate to general and special relativity? And it says, Mach's principle is a concept in physics proposed by Ernst Mach, which suggests that the inertial properties of matter are influenced by the distribution of matter in the universe. It is a philosophical idea that seeks to explain why objects experience inertial force, such as a centrifugal force, in a non-inertial reference frame. Mach's principle is often associated with general relativity, although it has been discussed in the context of special relativity. In general relativity, Mach's principle is related to the idea of frame dragging, which occurs when the rotation of massive objects such as black holes, such as surrounding spacetime, to twist and drag nearby objects along with it. This is the effect which predicted by Einstein in Einstein's theory, as has been observed experimentally. In addition, Mach's principle. So this is like they're literally, it's in their model, and we have freaking Globe Man saying that it has been disproved. This is how dishonest these people are. But we're going to explain all this. It does have some like gravity assumptions in here. These are just begging the question fallacies. It could be a translation of motion down to the earth through the ether, or the electrostatics in the air, or the electromagnetism. But let's keep going. The properties of gravitational waves depend on the distribution of matter in the universe, which is consistent with Mach's principle. In special relativity, Mach's principle is less well defined, since the theory does not deal with gravity directly. However, some physicists have suggested that the principle might be related to the idea of locality, which states that physical phenomena can only be influenced by objects in their immediate vicinity, meaning the firmament, being in our being local, being close to us, translating motion as it spins. This idea has been used to explain the apparent non-locality of quantum mechanics, although it is still a matter of debate among physicists. Overall, Mach's principle remains an interesting and challenging concept in modern physics, and its relationship to general and special relativity continues to be an active area of research. Globe Man has not been disproven, bro. You're such a freaking liar. It drives me absolutely insane listening to these people just straight up lie and hope that nobody's recording and will expose it later. So let's go to the top of the page for the audience.
They think that the Foucault pendulum the Earth spins in a 14-foot circle in the Foucault pendulum. Like, how crazy do you have to be?
So let's look in. So there, the first page and the second page is I think we're gonna read. Yeah, the first and second page is what we're gonna read. The rest of it just kind of goes into like the history of this kind of idea, the bucket experiment that Newton proposed. But let's read. The underlying idea in Mach's principle of a particle is a dynamical quantity determined by the environment, in particular the rest of the matter in the universe. In this article, we discuss the role of this idea in the Brans-Dicke theory of gravitation and the Hoyle-Narlikar cosmology. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then, it gets further explained. Absolute space revisited. There are two ways of measuring the Earth's spin, and this is all begging the question and reifications, but we'll get to this on the second page that will expose this. There are two ways of measuring the Earth's spin about its polar axis. By observing the rising and setting of the stars, the astronomer can determine the period of one revolution of the Earth around its axis, the period of 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. The second method employs a Foucault pendulum, whose plane gradually rotates around a vertical axis as the pendulum swings. Knowing the latitude of the location of the pendulum, it is possible to calculate the Earth's spin period. The two methods give the same answer. Again, those are just begging the question fallacies, which we're going to get to on the second page and expose that through Mach's principle. At first, this does not seem surprising. If we are measuring the same quantity, we should get the same answer regardless of the method of use. Closer examination, however, reveals why this issue is non-trivial. We're going to have to define non-trivial for everybody to make sure that everyone is following along. Let me pull up non-trivial. Oh, where is it? No way. I literally have. Oh, I took screenshots of this. I think I did this on my phone, actually. That's why it's not here.
It's on screen.
Non-trivial. Well, there was a good explanation of this. What does non-trivial mean? Okay. Okay, yep, this is the one. I got the same exact answer. It literally deleted my answer, bro. That's so whack. The term non-trivial typically refers to something that is not obvious or easy to understand or solve. It implies that a certain level of complexity or difficulty is involved and that the solution or understanding requires significant effort or expertise. So, what they just said right there, when we're talking about this paper and we're talking about he just talked about how supposedly the Foucault's pendulum proves all this. And then let's read it again. At the first sight, this does not seem surprising. If we are measuring the same quantity, we should get the same answer regardless of the method used. Closer examination, however, reveals why the issue is non-trivial. So there's more to it. Hence why Ernst Mach proposed the Machian principle. Let's keep reading. The two methods are not measuring the same quantity. So essentially, what they're saying here is the revolution of the Earth around its axis that's picked up by the Foucault's pendulum and the 23-hour, 56-minute, and 4-second sidereal rotation of the sky are picking up two different things, hence why this is non-trivial. The first method measures the Earth's spin, period, against a background of distant stars, while the second employs the standard of Newtonian mechanics in a spinning reference frame. In the latter case, we take note of how laws of motion get modified when their consequences are measured in a frame of reference spinning relative to the absolute space in which these laws were first stated by Newton. And then go to the second page. Oh, you're already there. Thus, implicit in the assumption that equates the two methods in the coincidence of absolute space with the background of distant stars. It was Ernst Mach, see figure 2, in the late 19th century who pointed out that this coincidence is non-trivial, meaning complicated. He read something deeper in it, arguing that the postulate of absolute space that allows one to write down the laws of motion and arrive at the concept of inertia is somehow intimately related to the background of distant parts of the universe. This argument is known as Mach's principle, and we will analyze it and its implications further. When expressed in framework of the absolute space, Newton's second law of motion takes the familiar form, P equals mf. This law states that a body of mass m subjected to an external force P experiences an acceleration f. So what they're talking about is if there is a firmament above us and it is rotating, in their reference frame, they're saying that the masses of the planets and the stars and these different things, but essentially it would directly relate to a shell-like structure that was over top of us, sidereal, rotating at 15 degrees per hour. And we'll further get into that where Einstein explains that in a letter. We're going to pull that up on screen next. Let us denote that E, the coordinate system, I don't know how to say that. That's not E, but I don't know how to say that symbol. But the coordinate system in P and F are measured. Newton was well aware that his second law has the simple form 1 only with respect to whatever, and those frames that are in uniform motion relative to whatever. If we choose another frame, whatever, that has an acceleration and relative to the second law of motion measured in E becomes, although outwardly look the same. With F, the acceleration of the body in the symbol, something new has entered into the force term. This term is ma, which has nothing to do with the external force, but depends solely on the mass of the body and the acceleration a of the reference frame relative to the absolute space. Realizing this aspect of the additional force in Newton termed it inertial force. As this name implies, the additional force is proportional to the inertial mass of the body. Newton discusses this force at length in his Principia, citing the example of a rotating water-filled bucket. Let us look at the experiment. And you can watch some videos on Newton's bucket experiment. It's interesting. It's actually kind of insane when you're looking at it and how they looked at it. But now let's go to the quotes from Einstein that are right below this PDF that I sent you. And let's read that off for everybody. Show them first the German. Go up. It's up. It's right there. Show them the top picture. Yep. So this is the letter from Einstein to Ernst Mach in 1913 that people got their hands on and they had translated. Shout out Wits It Gets It. And then go to the next picture. So this is how it reads. And this is them talking about the Mach's principle and its relation to if there were a firmament type structure. If one accelerates a heavy shell of matter, then a mass enclosed by that shell experiences an accelerative force. 2. If one rotates the shell relative to the fixed stars, meaning if there is a firmament above us that rotates at 15 degrees in a sidereal rotation every hour, about and then I'm reading again. I'll just start over. If one rotates the shell relative to the fixed stars about an axis going through its center, a Coriolis force arises in the interior of the shell. That is, the plane of a Foucault pendulum is dragged around. So literally, he's admitting if you put this Machian principle into a reference frame of a local firmament spinning around us as a shell-like structure, there would be a translation of motion down to the earth, whether you want to say it's through the ether, whether you want to say it's through the electromagnetism, the electrostatics in the air. He's admitting that here, if there were something like that, then that could also explain why the pendulum is being dragged. Hence why they cannot just go out and say, they cannot just go out and beg the question that the Foucault's pendulum drifting proves the earth is rotating when we literally have a Machian principle that just as well gives us an explanation for this or a hypothesis for why this is happening.
Who signed this? Did Albert Einstein sign it as a pseudoscientist of 1913?
No, that's just something that Witz had added.
Oh, jeez, I just saw that. I was like,
no,
that is so funny because
yeah,
Albert Einstein
Witz had added that, I'm sure. No, it should just say Albert Einstein, 1913, but Witz it's thrown a jab at Albert Einstein, just added pseudoscientist there. But there it is, bro. I hope that, do you think that I explained that well enough?
Yeah,
like,
well,
do you think
and
people can understand that?
So I've been trying to find this document that I found that explained that the Foucault pendulum's original purpose was to measure the motion of the ether. It was measuring vibrations and not rotations. And so like it's really hard to find. I can't find it anymore, but there are papers out there that's like 100% back what you're saying, that the motion of a big object over an enclosed area is going to generate energy, obviously, and that energy would be expressed as rotation of the Foucault pendulum or any of these things. So yeah, it makes sense. And these are one of the things, guys, it's like we don't know whether or not this is happening, right? We can't prove it from our living room. But what we can do is we can scream at the top of our lungs that we're being lied to and that there are other answers out there, and we could force the change that we need so we could actually answer these questions, because as long as we continue to allow them to lie to us, we're just going to keep getting lies. So we need to figure this out. We need to, like, pointing out stuff like this should be enough for some people to wake up and be like, well, there is other explanations, because some people think the Foucault pendulum is wonderful proof of the motion of the earth.
I heard a great analogy around Mach's principle. It's essentially like if you were to move your hand over a bathtub and the translation through the atmosphere or the air down to the bathtub can make ripples if you move it fast enough. You move your hand fast enough, you move something over top of water fast enough, there's a translation of motion down to that water and it can literally move it. The same type of thing could be happening with the firmament moving at 15 degrees per hour. Hence why gyroscopes pick this up. Hence why, again, let's relate this to Bob. Maybe the translation of motion is creating a vortex-like structure in the ether that is the background medium, and that vortex is coming down to the earth. So if you take it at a higher altitude, that is why it's probably picking up a 16 or 17 degree drift rather than constantly a 15-degree drift.
The only way it could change is in a vortex fashion. If this thing is measuring the actual pulling and motion, first of all, think about what this thing would have to be doing on a globe. Like I thought on the globe, everything's moving together and we can't feel this motion, but at the same time, we could detect it with the gyroscope. Just doesn't make sense. So it makes perfect sense that the energy around us is drifting at 15 degrees per hour, which would not be a strong drift. We wouldn't feel it, but with sensitive equipment, you would be able to pick it up.
Yeah. So I hope that makes sense for everybody. I know that there is a lot of information in that. So if you do need to watch it back, or maybe we can drop the link. I'll drop the link to the paper in the chat. No, I can't. Or maybe you could just grab it from Telegram since you're on here and you've got the chat pulled up. Do you mind just sharing that link with everybody?
The Isaac.
Yeah, that right there. Just share that in the chat for anybody that wants to look at it. We'll leave that up in the replay so anybody can read over that entire paper. Glad to see you young guys are at this point already. No offense. Wait, what do you mean, bro? That was a compliment. What do you mean, no offense? But yeah, just so if you guys want to look into this, we should probably just send all the links there. But there's the link right there if you want to copy and paste and look into Mock's Principle more. I'd recommend it. Globy, I know you're watching right now. You're not typing in the chat. You're being weird, buddy. Just lurking. Go ahead and look over that, read it, try to understand it. And then tell Globe Man that it hasn't been disproven and literally general and special relativity use it. So, yeah, guys, you're being exposed as liars. I hope you're a little less confident every time you go into a live from now on, purporting your lies and letting them come out of your mouth because you're going to get exposed every single time by us. So I'll be recording every single time I can see Globy live. I'm going to make sure I'm recording it. We're going to make a joke out of him here on YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But let's keep going with the debate, shall we?
Let me pull it up. Get back over to that page. Hold on. Let me find it. Where did it go? Gosh damn it. Okay, hold on. It got closed, so give me 1 second.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, where was that window? It literally wasn't in your thing. That's so weird.
Explaining Mock's Principle, it's going to take a little bit for you.
Now, okay, now pause.
Maybe you should
pause and full screen it. So now that we've explained Mock's Principle, we're going to see Globy and Globeman make a complete clowns of themselves. Now that we've completely articulated our points, and you guys can scroll back, you can rewind, you can screen record this, post it on TikTok, I'd recommend it, and show that this dude's about to just go and say, nuh-uh, 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 without even looking into it, when I literally read that it is used in special and the general theory of relativity. So yeah, let's watch them make clowns of themselves.
should read over it and not act like you're an expert on the topic.
I'll go read it if you can tell me what the mechanism for translating movement from the firmament down to the earth is.
Maybe it's translating through the magnetic field. Maybe it's translating through the electrostatics in the air.
Maybe.
This guy acts like his entire model is not built on maybes. These people have never flown to freaking Mercury or the center of the sun or the center of the earth to know what it is. It's all based on maybes. $80 million a day in maybes, guys. So for us to not be able to answer it the way that they want is ridiculous. Anybody who has intelligence knows that you need funding.
All that I'm proposing here is another option for why the Foucault's pendulum is swinging. And Einstein himself said this. We read the quote, but we'll keep going.
I thought this was like a law you were quoting me here. That's a known scientific principle.
It's a principle. It's Mach's principle.
Yes, which means it's nothing.
You're ignoring that Einstein's admitting what happens in reality. You're
Einstein did not admit that's happening in that.
He admitted it in you haven't seen the letter.
I guarantee Einstein didn't admit
Looks like Globy's guarantees aren't worth a damn.
The firmament is translating energy down onto the earth.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Let me send the quote to my girlfriend. Let me get it onto a different phone and let me just read it to you, since you have the ineptitude to try to logically understand what I'm trying to say, and you're just saying, "Oh no, that's been debunked," but I can't tell you how that was debunked. So give me a second. Somebody else can talk to Globy for a second.
A laser ring gyroscope works off the Sagnac
the
effect.
sidereal rotation of the firmament at 15 degrees.
Right. Yeah. So a stationary gyroscope on the Earth picks up the rotation of the firmament in the sky. Yes. That's what you just said. And you said that's mainstream science.
I'm saying that because Einstein said that.
Einstein never said that.
Yes, he did.
Wow. That's actually okay. So
you can spit into your phone all you want, but
so Mach's principle, just to give you just a little bit of background on it. The reason why it's funny that you say that Einstein wouldn't have used that is like Einstein. It says it's right here in the. What is this? Sorry, my phone's blocking it. Britannica.com. I'm in the encyclopedia. Britannica, talking about Mach's principle in cosmology, the hypothesis that this experience by a body in non-uniform motion are determined by the quantity and distribution of matter in the universe. That's how they defined it here. Albert Einstein said that he found the hypothesis helpful in formulating his theory of general relativity. and
Yep.
was suggestive of a connection between geometry and matter, and
Can I
attributed
read
the
it real quick?
idea to Mach.
And then, no, sorry, Sabrina. I just really want to read this quote to Globy. He really needs to hear this
It's
one. You can finish.
It's your point. No, it's your point. Go ahead.
Okay, let me read it real quick, just so my girlfriend can have her phone back. So here's the letter from Ernst Mach, from Einstein to Ernst Mach in 1913, translated from German to English. If one accelerates a heavy shell of matter, then a mass enclosed by the shell experiences an accelerative force. If one rotates the shell relative to the fixed stars about an axis going through its center, a Coriolis force arises in the interior of the shell, or quote unquote, the firmament. That is, the plane of the Foucault's pendulum is dragged around. Or
Mic
the
drop.
gyroscope is dragged around at 15 degrees.
And what is the source
Mic
of
drop.
this letter?
Einstein, bro, Einstein wrote the letter. People got their hands on the letter. They photocopied the letter, and then they translated the letter.
Caleb, can you tell him one more time where he heard this from, please? I don't think Globy heard it.
No offense, KC.
Einstein himself.
This lies from you guys, so I'd like to see the source of that letter
cool.
first
Yep,
off.
just say nuh-uh. Just say nuh-uh. Cool, bro. Nice.
Would you
Okay.
accept an Encyclopedia Britannica source to start your research?
Completely destroys your
Well,
argument.
I just
Bring
read
up Foucault's
Wikipedia.
pendulum ever again, or the razor gyroscope.
Wikipedia.
That doesn't destroy anything, Caleb.
If it was valid, okay, so if I were to prove to you,
You
that
have to
it was,
test it and
okay,
prove
talk.
it and show it's true.
If I were to do that, would you retract all the crap that is coming out of your mouth right now?
Do what? Test it and prove it to be true?
If I was to show you that, holy dude, you are so, man, you are something else, Toby. If I were to show you that this is provable,
I couldn't, bro.
was from a letter from Einstein in 1913 to Ernst Mach, the guy that wrote the principle or the theory of relativity and the theory of special relativity, the entire basis for all of physics right now. And he's admitting that he had to take in Mach's principle into account to write the general theory of relativity. If I showed you all of these things are real, would you retract the nonsense that you're purporting, that you're perturbing out of your mouth right now?
No, I would retract that I said the letter probably doesn't exist, but that's it.
He guaranteed the letter doesn't exist. He didn't say probably. He said guarantee this thing doesn't exist.
The thing, I really wish that I would have like made this more obvious, but all that I'm saying is you cannot do an all or nothing fallacy where it has to be the spin of the earth on its axial rotation. All that I'm doing here is offering another principle that is accepted by mainstream physicists like Ernst Mach and Einstein that are way smarter than Globy. So all that I'm saying is he can't say that ring laser gyroscopes or the Foucault's pendulum are picking up the axial rotation of the earth, as much as I can't say for sure that the Mach's principle is picking up the firmament dragging. So again, we come to a non-conclusion when we're looking at this. That's all I'm trying to get him to see, but he has no self-control, and he just self-projects constantly and literally just says, nuh-uh, 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 prove it, when you can't prove that the Foucault's pendulum is moving because of axial rotation, because we can't feel it. As well as, again, bring up the Sagnac effect. If the Sagnac effect were picking up a fringe shift when it is stationary, and it is picking up the rotation of the earth, if we took it to different latitudes, Globy, it would pick up a different fringe shift if it was actually picking up the axial rotation of the earth. Take notes. Keep going.
Well, and all of these experiments are inconsistent and inconclusive because all of our funding is in one direction, and there is more than one possible outcome, but they want you to believe that there's only one way this could work. This could only work if the earth is a ball. And so all of their experiments there could be a different outcome. You could say the earth is stationary and the stars are moving, but people don't accept that because mainstream science will call you stupid for even thinking like that. But all of these possibilities are out there. They just aren't being addressed.
Can you pull this up on screen real quick? I'm going to send you a quote real quick from the boy. Again, shout out the boy. Witsit gets it. Shout out the boy. Zoom in on that. This quote reads, I can construct for you a spherically symmetrical universe with Earth at its center, and you cannot disprove it based on observation. philosophical
I can't
grounds.
zoom in on it.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Everybody should be able to. If you guys need to, just zoom in on the YouTube. And I'm also reading it. You can only exclude it on philosophical grounds. In my view, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. What I want to bring into the open is the fact that we are using philosophical criteria in choosing our models. A law of cosmology tries to hide that. Physicist George F.R. Ellis. So, what physicist George F.R. Ellis is admitting here is we could create a geocentric Earth with all of these stars and luminaries rotating around us, and you cannot disprove that at all through science. You can only disprove it through philosophical thinking using things like the Copernican principle, assuming that we cannot hold a special place in the universe, and all of this different nonsense that is purported by these atheists that hate God. So other than that, yeah, I'm just like what we're saying here is that there are different options for why the sky is rotating. There are different options for why the Foucault's pendulum is swinging. It's not that it is a complete fallacy to just assume that all of these things are for sure caused by the Earth's actual rotation. And that is all that I'm trying to get across to Globey here. And he can't understand it because he's stupid.
Incredibly stupid.
Let's keep going.
Just
Nine
words.
Marks principle. It's not just words, dude. You can't be serious.
From Einstein, right?
This is how,
This
Caleb,
is
do
your
you,
dude.
do you understand how science works, Caleb?
Why are you switching topics right now, Globey?
I'm not switching topics.
We're
You're
talking
you're
about Marx
referencing a
principle,
letter.
Globey.
You're referencing a letter supposedly by Einstein that says there's a possibility that he believes this is possible. That's not science. Even if it does exist, that's not science.
Well, gravity's not a law either, buddy. It's a theory. So is gravity fake now?
So now you're changing subjects.
No, I'm just using your
Run, Globey,
ineptitude
run.
and your illogical arguments against you. So
Well,
if
no,
everything
so
has to be a fact, then gravity's not real either, Globey.
Gravity's been tested. Gravity's been
No, gravity's an agreed upon average. You can replace the
No.
little g with a.
Gravitational acceleration is agreed upon average.
Yeah,
I
why
wasn't
does it
talking about
fluctuate
that.
during rainstorms, lightning storms, and thunderstorms then? Like literally proving that it's electrostatics more likely than your bendy space-time or Newtonian gravity.
It's not proving it's electrostatics, because during a lightning storm, the polarity reverses and everything would go flying up if it was
Oh,
No.
That is the most ridiculous thing ever. To say that things should go flying up if the polarities reverse. Things still have mass. This downward vector is not like gravity is admittedly extremely weak. It's a really weak force. That what we call gravity is electrostatics. It's still a admittedly weak force because it's paired together with all kinds of other stuff like density. It determines the up or down. Things get lighter during a thunderstorm. This is proven.
well, let's just attack his argument real quick. He thinks that things should fly up during lightning storms. This dude cannot be being honest. I do not believe that he actually believes the shit that comes out of his mouth. I honestly don't believe it. I really don't believe it. You would have to add and I'm going to explain this in the live, but you would have to add so much positive charge to make something fly up. It's insane. You'd have to be hit by the lightning bolt and
Well,
have all that positive charge, the ions, if we are to believe in quantum particles, which none of us here should believe in quantum particles, but if the and that's what happens when lightning strikes do hit people, what happens to them? They fly upwards, quite literally. But I'm going to further explain this, so maybe we should listen to the argument and then add on to it.
You actually believe what you just said?
Yeah, you
That
know how
everything
lightning
would
bolts
go
work?
up during lightning storms? Do you know how
Yeah.
much positive charge you would have to add to something to make it reverse and go up? Do you know why when people get struck by lightning storms, that's why they jump? That's why they go up?
Yes, because lightning goes from the ground to the sky, Caleb. It reverses polarity.
Prove bendy space-time. How is space and time physical?
Wait. I want to go back to you not understanding how
No,
lightning
don't
works.
run.
Hold on, Derek, pause.
Wait.
This dude just said that lightning comes from the ground up. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure lightning does start like at the ground and work its way up. I think that is a thing. I'm not 100% sure though.
It's not. I
No?
asked ChatGPT. I said, it doesn't say exactly what the question was. But this was the answer. No, lightning actually travels from the sky to the ground.
Oh my God.
Lightning is an electrical discharge that occurs within a thunderstorm cloud, between a thunderstorm cloud and then the ground. Within a thunderstorm cloud, there are different regions with different electrical charges. As the storm develops, the top of the cloud becomes positively charged, while the bottom of the cloud becomes negatively charged. Between
That's
the two
hilarious.
regions becomes so great that a discharge occurs, creating lightning. When the lightning strikes the ground, it typically travels in a stepped pattern with a series of rapid successive jumps that occur along the path of least resistance. The lightning usually travels downward in steps, but it can also appear to travel upward from the ground if there is conducting objects such as a tall building or tree. That provides a path of lower resistance. So in summary, lightning travels from the sky to the ground, but it can also appear to travel upward if there is a conducting object nearby. So no, Globey, lightning does not travel from the ground up, buddy. You lied. You're getting exposed. You should really watch what comes out of your mouth in lives from now on, because we're going to be recording it every single time. We're going to expose everything you say that's a lie.
Right. You know how lightning works, Caleb?
Yeah, there's.
Watch
Hear
him
how
make a fool of
cocky he
himself.
is?
Yeah, watch him make a fool of himself right here.
It gets to a point where it's so much that it has to discharge to the Earth as a negative. The Earth is admittedly 500,000 coulombs to the negative side of the spectrum. Wrong. Google it right now. Google it and show you
Tribune's face.
Like, seriously, Globey, like, how could he be this stupid?
Well, the thing is, I already destroyed McToon on this. I already destroyed him in our debate on Cavendish and torsion balance experiments. Literally, the Earth at the surface is negative 500,000 coulombs charge. You can derive this using physics. And these people, if you take in the entire net, if you're looking at the entire Earth, yeah, it looks like it's neutrally charged, but we're talking about the surface of the Earth in relation to the observer or the person experiencing the electrostatic discharge from the air. So yes, the ground is admittedly, and I'm going to show, I'll literally pull up on screen and show with my camera. So let's see him just expose himself again.
You're just saying nuh-uh, bro. You're so unbearable. You're like the worst debater at this, bro, by the way. That's why Witsit won't probably give you the time of day, because you suck at debating this, bro. Straight up. You're just saying
This is what
to
people
everything
who
that I'm
lose
saying.
say, Caleb. This is what losers say,
people
Caleb.
that lose say nuh-uh. Like
Lightning goes from the ground up.
Oh.
Saying no. That's all you're saying.
Just exposing himself.
That the Earth didn't have a negative charge.
Yeah.
I did not say that.
You said
How
no
much
to
in
it.
coulombs derive the negative charge in Coulomb's law? How much
I said no to him saying
negative
lightning goes from
potential of
the sky
negative
down.
charge does the Earth have, Globe?
Globey, you liar. You straight said the Earth does not have a negative charge, and you're about to even continue that here in a second.
Yeah.
Globe, how
He
much
just doubles down.
The Earth is
negative
overall
charge?
The Earth is overall neutrally charged.
Dude, you have lost your mind. You're not just saying what McToon said. And I disproved McToon on his live. He retracted that. You realize that, right?
No, you didn't.
His whole chat was screaming at him. All of his moderators were screaming, Caleb's right on this one, that the Earth is negatively charged. Google it right now, bro. Google, is the Earth negatively charged?
I did Google it. It has
what
an
does it
overall,
say? Read
it has an overall net neutral charge.
Unbearable. Let me Google it for you.
I have it right here actually already.
Yep. Yeah.
Our surface,
Read it to him.
our surface has it.
While you're at it, Google is the Earth a globe?
Our surface has
Non
a
sequitur.
negative charge density
Red
of
herring.
10 to the -9 C
That's a
M
surface charge.
-2. What's the difference between the surface charge and the charge of the Earth?
Because you're asking about the overall charge of Earth.
No,
Earth's
we're talking about the
overall-
surface. Oh, he's so stupid.
Currently 1800 A over the entire globe.
Okay, let me read. I searched how much negative charge is there to the Earth, and guess what I got, Globey? Guess what I got? The Earth carries a negative electric charge of roughly 500,000 coulombs, with the upper atmosphere having a fairly equal positive charge. Isn't that weird?
Look how he worded his question.
Search how much negative charge is there to the Earth, Globey. Reword your question.
Why do I have to reword my question for what you want me to word?
Why don't you do it? Why are you
Earth's
scared?
Overall charge is 0.
Here, let me show you. Let me show
You can show me whatever you want, Caleb. I just Googled
What's
it for
the
you.
So, Globey, maybe you
Hold on,
could
look at
just
my
clarify
screen.
then.
Look at my
What would be?
screen. How much negative charge is there to the Earth? The Earth carries a negative electric charge of roughly 500,000 coulombs. Thanks for playing, buddy.
So is coulombs not part of
Oh
the
my
charge
God.
equation that you're looking at,
You
Globey?
lost your mind, bro.
I wonder whose Google search is correct. Let's argue Google searches now.
Oh,
Let's talk about how you don't even know that the Earth is negatively charged. You just
It's
are
not.
literally parroting what McToon said, and he was completely wrong. And he admitted that he was wrong in the after show of our debate, bro. You need to catch up. You need to stay up to date with the
Don't
debate,
think so, bro.
You're far behind, Globey. You're literally the worst
The
at debating
overall
this, bro. You
charge of
literally just
Earth is
lie.
close to
I'm still waiting to see that tube sock in the corner.
0. The electrical charge of Earth is 0.
Yeah, well,
overall, okay. So let's make sure that people are understanding this, because do you understand what he's doing right here with showing that the it's 0?
Prove bendy space
Next point.
is physical.
Prove bendy space.
Can you hear me? Can you pause?
No, let me go back.
What he's comparing, we're looking at the surface of the Earth, which is directly interacting with the positive side of the atmosphere. The net positive charge of the atmosphere is directly interacting with the surface of the Earth. He's comparing the surface of the Earth from a reference frame of a terrestrial reference frame from one point of view, essentially sitting on the surface of the Earth, comparing the overall net charge of the entire Earth, comparing it to what we're deriving from the surface. This is how stupid he hopes everybody is. This is how stupid he expects his followers to be. This is how stupid Globey mcglobeface is, straight up. And I know you're going to soundbite this and show this on TikTok. Hey, what's up, everybody on Globey's TikTok? Globey is an idiot. Let's keep going.
And all of his followers are dumb as hell.
Time and space are physical constructs that can be bent like a fabric of four-dimensionality into gravity wells. Can you prove that right now?
Let's go back to the first topic that we got sidetracked on.
Well, why are you running? Everybody, can we all recognize here that he's running away from that question like a little dog?
I'm not running. There's no point in talking
Prove
about
that
that.
space and time are physical.
Watch him squirm.
things that can be bent like a fourth dimensional fabric of space to create gravity wells. Can you prove that?
I don't have to prove that to you, Caleb. There's nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
Just say no.
How does gravity not have to do with the shape of the Earth? In order for the Earth to be a ball, gravity has to be bending and warping space-time so people could stick to the bottom of this spinning rock. So the fact that he would even use that as an excuse to try to dance around this question tells you that he knows how stupid he is for even being in this debate about it.
Yep.
I don't have to prove it. It's a positive claim. It's a positive claim.
Did I come in here saying that? I don't have to prove anything to you.
So you don't believe
that has
that
nothing to
time and
do with the
space are
shape of the
physical
Earth.
and can be bent. You don't believe
That
that
has
time and
nothing
space
to do with the
physical
shape
can
of
be
the
bent.
Earth.
It's everything to do with the
Let's
shape
go
of the
finish
Earth.
You are
talking about how
so-
compasses
Hey,
don't work.
Everyone can see what you're doing right now, bro.
Yeah, what am I doing?
You're running away from the question of space and time being physical.
I don't.
Which is
That
your
question
current-
has
Hold
no
on,
bearing
interrupting.
on
Just
anything
bark
about the
rules.
shape
Let me
of
get
the
my
Earth.
point out, and then I'll let you talk. We can be adults. Impulse control, okay? The current model for gravity, guess what? It's Einsteinian gravity. It's space and time being a physical fourth dimensional fabric of space that creates gravity wells around big masses of objects that makes things go around the Earth and has to use literally dark matter and dark energy. And the current cosmological system that you believe in is 5% matter. And then the rest of it is dark energy and dark matter. So you have to invoke bendy space-time. I'm asking you to prove that space and time is physical because it's your current model of gravity that you believe in, buddy.
Cool. You done?
Go, prove it.
Okay. I can prove mass attracts mass, and that's enough
That's
for our
Newtonian
conversation.
gravity.
And Newtonian
So bad, bro.
Serious, bro.
Wait,
So,
Newtonian gravity
do you
doesn't
just-
exist.
So do you only accept Einsteinian gravity as only a hypothesis then?
No, I don't. But I also can't sit here
Then
and
prove it's
prove bendy space-time from my living room.
Fair.
So
That was
I can
That's fair.
prove,
You conceded that. There you go. Can't
I
prove
can
it. Just
prove
believe it.
mass
It's a
attracts
religious
mass,
belief,
which
yeah.
is all we need to know because on
Which
Earth,
room
that's
do
the
you
Prove
dominant
mass
force.
attracts mass. Let's hear it.
Which room do you need to go to prove it? Like, can you go to the kitchen?
Your mom-
Jay just
your mom-
roasts him.
All right, guys. Go.
I love this so
No
much.
Newtonian gravity.
We all know he wants to go to Caleb's room to prove it.
That you're scared of Bendy space time, and everyone can see that in the chat. Let's hear how mass attracts.
I'm not scared of it. There's no point in talking about it. You're bringing it up because it's a pointless conversation.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Current model of gravity. I can't believe it's. Dude, tell me, you got this recorded, right, Tribune, on your YouTube?
Oh, you got this recorded. Listen to Caleb the
I'll
baby.
be sure to. I will be
Listen to
reacting to this on
Caleb
the
the
YouTube,
baby.
brother. Reacting to you again on the YouTube. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey, Caleb, why are you running from my 3-on-3 debate request?
I'm not running. Witsit is not getting back to me, to be honest with you. Witsit isn't hitting me back up. So.
Oh, okay.
So
I'd love to see that.
But do you think I'm scared of you, Globey?
Yeah,
I'm in
because
this
you-
live right
yeah.
now. I'm not scared of you, bro.
Yeah,
You're
because what
literally
you
horrible
do,
at debating.
what Caleb does is he blocks you, and he blocks me, and then he unblocks me to
block you 'cause
comment.
I do that.
Live that
Because
I
he's
do.
obsessed with me.
The dude cannot stay away from pages, Caleb's page or my page. Like, if you go to Globey's TikTok, it's all Caleb's face. Like, this guy is obsessed with Caleb. And then to sit here and say that he doesn't go to your page, like, people send him videos, and then what? He reacts to them because somebody tells him to? Is this guy that big of a girl where you send him something and say, react, Globey, and he's going to dance like a monkey? Or what's this guy's deal?
Weird, dog.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You made like 4
People
videos
send me your lives,
consecutive.
dude. I don't record your lives.
You
People send them
record
to me
your-
when you talk
Okay,
about
well,
them.
you
make videos on people. You know what I mean?
yeah, you make
Yeah,
video
it's
after
called
video
TikTok
on me, bro.
geniuses.
It's weird,
It's called
bro.
TikTok geniuses.
Do you see
So
me
this is what
making
Caleb-
videos on you? I would never platform your ugly mug on my
So,
platform, dude.
Yeah, you put it on YouTube. So this is what
Yeah, I'll
Caleb
put you.
does.
I'll clown you on YouTube. I'll never give
He
you fame here
unblocks
on
me.
TikTok. Nobody should be seeing you.
Oh,
You're
he
ranking
un-
enough.
Hold on. I wanted to add, we attacked the argument. Not
I
the
already
person.
retracted that, bro. You can say that all you want. We already retracted that. We said we're not going to do that with you guys.
You've been
Okay,
attacking
I
people
wanted
for
to add-
days. You
Okay, we're
called
not talking-
chaos.
hey,
You called chaos a
Tribune,
drunk the
we're
other
not
day.
I did call Chaos a drunk. He is a drunk.
Okay, I wanted to just add, Mock's conjecture was actually ruled out by general
Listen
relativity.
to him expose him.
No.
Absolute, and you can look this up yourself.
No, it literally.
Look it up now.
Einstein
Look it up right
literally
now. Look it up
admitted
right
that
now.
they had
Look it
to
up
Listen
right
to
now.
Glowman implode.
Don't take my word. Just look it up.
I was
can't
actually
do it,
gonna-
bro. These two
everybody
are-
needs
these
to
two
reel
are
it back in.
comparable
Look it up.
together.
Look it up. You
Everybody
had a
needs to reel it
massive
back in.
ego. Dude, we have been polite before, but you
I'm
had
looking
a
it up right
massive
now.
ego these past couple days, and I don't get it. You're telling people that
Yeah,
got
you
to
had a
stick
mass
to
ego
plans.
too in your lives too, buddy.
You're
Like, what are
telling
you
people-
saying right now?
You're telling
Shut
people.
up and
No,
talk
no, no.
about the shit.
This is what happens. You're telling people
I hate these two.
The earth, you're defend Bendy space time, bro. Nobody wants to hear your monologue.
They need to have their.
And then I'm gone.
And
that's the end of it. And that's the end of it. So what happened there is there was like 140, 170 people in the room, and they mass reported me because I was completely destroying them. Other than that, I think that we'll probably wrap it up there. It's been about 2 hours of the live stream. As you guys can see, we can further elaborate on our points. Globey mcglobeface will never do that. He will just take sound bites from the hour live stream and try to get people to not look into our content, try to get people to have he's poisoning the well. He's essentially poisoning the well to anybody that hasn't already listened to the conversation. That is what Globey mcglobeface does. That is all that Globey mcglobeface can do. He has no actual scientific arguments to make his points, to prove his model, and we do. So that's what happened here tonight.
Globe Earthers admit that their entire strategy is to come in and attack and try to get us triggered so that we get kicked out because they know that the algorithm's going to watch us more than it does them. I have to address the comment, TJ. The photo is not on the backside of the sock. It is definitely over Globey's bed for sure. Caleb's got a couple photos over Globey's bed and a bottle of lotion on the nightstand.
He's so obsessed with me, bro.
And of course,
it's
the
sad.
tube sock standing in the corner.
Yep. This is why we're going to keep clowning these two fools and why we're going to have to keep telling them we've retracted this. We are going to personally attack these people, but we'll also attack their arguments. We'll attack their arguments and then we'll add the personal attacks onto the end. But all they're doing is personally attacking. So it's hilarious. Anybody that's being intellectually honest and looking at these arguments and trying to decipher who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side will be able to tell just by listening to a live like this, where we can elaborate on Mock's principle, where we can elaborate on the idea of compasses not being accurate in the Southern Hemisphere and us literally needing to use different compasses, as well as there's magnetic declination, and you have to use compass correction to make sure that your compass is pointing in the right direction. Hence why I guarantee Globey is completely scared to do his experiment, and I didn't see him post about his experiment that he was supposed to do today. But other than that, I think that we're good. Thank you everybody that.
Sorry, go ahead, Caleb.
No. I was just gonna say thanks for everybody chilling here. Mike hanging out in the chat, TJ hanging out in the chat, Rob's here. We got a bunch of homies in here. Kevin the Shill, everybody that's hung out and listened to this, and I hope you guys have learned something from this. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation, and I hope it was of value to you, and it may be something that you'd want to share with other people. But this is a joke. There will be more of this. We might have to bring Globey onto the YouTube and bring him here so that his followers can't take us down while we're doing the debate, and we can actually finish it out, and then we'll do the debate, and then we'll do a review of it after. We'll see how it goes. We're definitely probably gonna have to switch it up, because if you guys didn't know, I'm actually banned on both of my platforms on TikTok right now from going live. They do not want me talking. They do not want me going into lives and debating people. I'm constantly getting taken down. Hence why these Globers always report me. If I was making myself look like a clown compared to everybody else, they wouldn't report me. They would just let me get shizzed on. But I'm not. I'm not getting destroyed. I'm destroying the Globers. Hence why they're reporting me, because they don't want people to realize the truth.
That's their only tactic. They're like a kid in 5th grade who's pretending like they want to fight you after class. But before you guys could fight, they go tell the teacher, and then the teacher steps in and removes you and says you go to the principal's office, and then they pretend like they won, or like they're not scared, or if somehow they're the big strong person. But really, Globey and all of his little shills and Globeman and McToon and all these people are nothing but they're just frauds. They know they're fake. Anybody who would dedicate their life to defending a system that's enslaved people and causes illness and suffering and all of the things that it causes over the earth, to get on there while you're suffering in that system and defend it is the ultimate disgrace. You couldn't be more disgraceful than a globe earther. You people are the bottom of the barrel scum for what you're doing, and one day you are going to hang your head in shame, and that day's coming soon. And you're gonna realize that you've been attacking the people who are trying to help you, and you're defending those who have enslaved you to the point that you're too stupid to even know that you're enslaved. But you think you're smart because you got Google and you got the science books backing you. Well, those science books were handed to you by those who want to enslave you, and you're using their work to defend them. So you're nothing but a puppet, and that's all you're ever going to be. And when the truth comes out, you're going to be a disgrace to the world. You're going to be known for what you are, and you'll never be able to hide again, Globey, McToon, all of you people. You're all going to be so shamed.
Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this expose again of Globey McGlobeface. He'll probably be getting another YouTube video soon if he keeps acting like this. And Globeman, we should make another video for Globeman too, and we should make maybe a dual video for both of them because they're butt buddies. But anyway, guys, we really appreciate everybody being here. Nick, the Devil Fella, Click Clat, TJ, Kevin, Michael, all the homies for hanging out in the chat, everybody supporting us. Make sure you guys share this if you did enjoy the conversation. This definitely will not be the last. I'm sure Derek will probably go live here soon and probably debate somebody, and hopefully we'll be able to review that as well. And we'll start doing this hopefully frequently. We're going to have Troubling Tribune teach us how to live stream to YouTube our TikToks so that we actually keep them and they don't get taken down. Because if you didn't know, on TikTok, if you get a community guideline violation during the live, they take the entire live away from you. You won't be able to download it again. So we are going to have to stream to YouTube every single time to make sure that we can follow up these arguments. But other than that, I think that we're good. Again, thanks for everybody that was here that did hang out. And if Derek, you want to finish out the live stream, and then we'll end.
I just can't thank you guys enough. We've been doing this for over a year, trying to bring the truth to the people. And it's because of those of you who listen, those of you who hit like and share and subscribe. You're the reason why we're able to do this. So thank you so much, because, we are going to change the world. You're right in the chats. It's going to happen. There's no way you could put this cat back in the bag. The only thing left to question is how long is it going to take? When's this going to happen? And how's this going to go? Are we going to wait to the point where the system crumbles around us and we have to pick up the pieces? Or are we going to rip the system down ourselves and rebuild it to the way that we want to? And that's the question you have to be asking yourself. Do we want to wait and see what happens when these people implement the plan that they've had for humanity over the last 150 years? Or do we want to take this fight to the people, show them the evidence, and scream in the streets until these people change what they've done? Because we are the reason why the world is the way it is. We've allowed it. I blame the people who've sat complacently by for years while our rights have been stripped away, our children are being lied to, and we're being put into a system that's enslaved us, all for material goods. They've taught us that things matter more than people. Okay. And that's why these people would get on here and defend the monsters, because they don't even know up from down. They're literally that lost. So it's up to those of you who are here listening, subscribing, to like, share, and get this out to people who you care about, because the problem's not the people, it's the thing inside the people. We don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We just want to remove the knowledge and change the world through removing the bad information that people have. So we thank all of you for being here. We are going to do this again. Caleb's right. We're going to go live and we're going to do some debates with some of these Globe people. Globey said he's called you out. Let's go, Globey.
Witsit actually, after this live stream, Witsit did hit me back, and we are going to figure out a time, but we should not do it on TikTok, bro. They're just going to math. Yeah, if we bring Witsit into a TikTok live, do you know how fast he's going to get reported, bro? These people know that Witsit is intelligent. They know that we're intelligent. That's why they're reporting us. That's why they don't want this argument getting out to people. So we can't do this on TikTok. I am stating here, I will not be doing it on Maria's live. I am willing to do it. I am not scared of Blitz. I am not scared of Globeman. I am not scared of Globey. These people are something. So
line
we
them
will
up.
if we can actually have that many people in a room on our live stream, we should do it here on YouTube. We should make them come to our channel to do this, because no, bro, we're not doing it on Maria's live. We're not doing it on a horrible platform like TikTok, where I'll get taken down midway through the conversation. We will be having me, Austin, and Derek versus Globeman, Globey mcglobeface, and Blitz PhD. That should be a legendary debate, one for the books. So look forward to that, guys. And yeah, thank you. Other than
that's going to be the best one. So please, guys, make sure you share this channel, because it's going to be right here. We're going to make sure that these guys come to our platform, and we're going to moderate it, and we're going to be in control, and they're not going to have their shills telling on us and removing us. They're going to have to face us. They're going to have to answer us, and they're going to have to stop dodging the hard questions. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. Share this with your loved ones. Much love to the rest of you.
Later, guys.